Yo, this is Rick Mahorn, the bad boy, giving a shout out to my man Drew, Detroit Drew. Make sure you tune in on his YouTube channel, Detroit Drew. Bad boy.
Yo, what's good, peeps, man? Happy Free Smoke Saturday, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys come in and like the video. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. So if you guys have your questions, make sure you guys have those ready because we'll be talking to you guys throughout the show today. But before we jump too far into it, let's go ahead and introduce the other half of the show here, Mr. Free Smoke Saturday himself, 313 JMO. JMO, man, what's going on today, man?
What's good, y'all? What's good, everybody, man? We ain't gonna really came up today, but I just wanted to say what's good, man. It's Free Smoke Saturday, man. I done had a good, smooth day, man. Shout out to all of my Pistons fans. Pistons out here winning. Now, all we got to do is make the playoffs because that's where the best teams are. They don't want to see us. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my man, Drew. We're going to have a great show today. Make sure you guys like that video.
So let's start this thing off with the man of the hour, Mr. Saddiq Bey. Mr. Sadiq himself had a career high last night, and quite frankly is the reason we won against the Boston Celtics, which I know you like that because I know how much you hate the Celtics. But Sadiq, 30 points, is the first NBA rookie ever to make 7 threes in a game without a miss, meaning he went 7 for 7. And it helped us get the victory. He had that late three, winding seconds of the last quarter, that helped seal the deal. So my question to you is, JMO, man, what's your thoughts about Sadiq's big game last night?
Man, like I barely was watching the game, and when I was watching the game, like every time I was watching the game, Sadiq wasn't in the game, coincidentally. So I didn't see it till the end of the fourth quarter when he hit the shot, and I was like, "Oh man, yeah." But this guy, I mean, I think me and Bravo were talking about him earlier. Like this guy is gonna be really, really, really good, all-star caliber type of player. He's special, man. His 3-point shot is great. I love to see him get to the rim. Want to see him get to the 3-point line. But Sadiq was phenomenal, like just completely phenomenal. You know, still giving you that defense as well. Thing about him is and Blake alluded to it, and Blake talked about it. Sadiq, man, he's such a veteran, man. He's so NBA ready that like it just seemed like he's been playing in the league for 10 years already. The way he plays, and the dude is just a rookie. He's a special rookie, man, right now. And it seems like, you know, sky's the limit for that guy. Like he like I've already said, I've said it before this game that he's gonna be one of our cornerstone pieces along with some other players. So I'm not surprised, but I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy he had a great night and was able to ball out. So happy he was able to, you know, get hot like that. This just makes me feel so great about the future of the Pistons, and Sadiq is going to be all right, man. He's going to be a very, very good player.
Yeah, absolutely. Benjamin Foe, I do like the name Baywatch, but I feel like there's more potential there. Like
I need to stop with these nicknames, man.
Nah, that's what we do here. We make nicknames, man.
Man, come on, man. Baywatch. Oh my gosh.
Big Stu and Baywatch. I don't know. Like it needs like a Batman and Robin.
I will start calling them the baby. Call him the Bay. The Bay. Hey, call him the Bay. Call him the baby. Hey.
Yeah, I won't touch that one. Hey. But
hey, no, I will start calling them the Bay.
He had a great game though, man, and it's something like. I think that he could have had this game sooner. Of course, for some reason, we always do play well against Boston. We don't like Boston. We always play hard against them. No matter how bad we are, whenever through our history, like we have a built-in rivalry with them. Like we're always never going to like them. But something about Sadiq just popped off. I don't know if it was because of his lack of minutes or inconsistent minutes, but given that opportunity, again, we were kind of shorthanded. We really didn't want to play Blake Griffin too much because he hasn't played a back-to-back all year. Isaiah Stewart, only center that we had, so we had to give some extended minutes at the 4. And Saddiq Bey stepped up, man, when we needed him to. All of his shots were going down. He looked confident. He looked in rhythm. He didn't force anything. But the thing that, the 7 threes is really great without a miss. Like, that's impressive. But I'm more blown away by the fact of how well he was finishing inside. Had a couple of good contact dunks on people. Well, wasn't afraid to attack. Like, that's what he needed to do to get better looks at the 3. Because teams, when he got that, a couple game stretch where he couldn't miss and everyone's like, oh, man, this is great. Well, they caught on to him. They started playing him tighter. And then they were forcing him to drive, and he just wasn't cutting it. But if he's already adjusted and is more willing to go down low and draw some fouls and stuff, then, hey, more power to him. I'm like excited that he's already gotten to that level. But it is just one game. Let's pump the brakes because before you know it, Wayne Ellington will be blowing up again. So
I was going to say that was one thing he couldn't do earlier that me and Bravo had talked about, how he was able to get to the rim, but he really couldn't. He really wasn't finishing. But I was like, I don't care if he's finishing. The fact that he can get there lets me know it eventually he'll be able to finish those shots and he'll be scoring. And this is one of the games where he was able to do that. Well, NBR Foster child, man, I like his name, Saddiq Baby. Saddiq Baby. 3 from the Bay. Hey, I'm telling you, man, Young Bay. Like we just need to call him Young Bay, bro. I'm telling you, man.
I don't know. I feel like there's more. Like, we got to think long and hard, giggity, about this because I feel like we can have, like, the best nickname off of Sadiq. Like, there's something that rhymes with Sadiq that is going to be unique. Oh, that kind of rhymed. We'll have time to think about it. But do you think that, for the next couple of games, again, I don't know how long Plumlee's going to be out, but we're going to have to keep starting Big Stu. Do you think that Sadiq is one of these guys that, since we are starting to get the injury bug, trade deadline's coming around, we're going to have a lot of new faces here, some old faces going away. Do you think after this game that Sadiq is going to have more consistent games like this, or do you think it's just a one-hit wonder game?
Look, man. I don't know if he'll be able to do this consistently because he played against the Celtics. He played really well. Is he starting? I thought is he starting for us? What about
Wayne Ellington is still starting at 2, and Blake's starting. So it goes DeLon Wright, Wayne Ellington, Jeremy Grant, Blake, and Beef Stew.
Yeah, so I don't expect like him to do this again. No time soon, but he'll still have solid games. Like before this game, he was having some solid games. He had that double game where he was scoring like 19 or something. So he'll have a great game. This game was just like this is his best game in his career so far. So we'll see if he can top it. It's very possible. But like next game, if I'm expecting him to drop 30 or like even 20, no, be great if he did. Shoot, but Not right now. It was a great, phenomenal game for him. Let's give the young guy credit. Dude went out there and played the game.
Don't worry about Sekou too much. He's got concussion now. Not sure how long he'll be out for that. But he was starting to get some good looks out there and starting to find his rhythm. But we really didn't have a point guard. Derrick Rose wasn't playing before he got traded. Dennis Smith Jr. now is just not too familiar with the team, but like DeLon Wright and McGriddle, like they're not looking to get other people involved all the time. So he doesn't have a point guard. So you're kind of right. He does need Killian back, but when you're shorthanded at a point guard, it's kind of tough to make other teammates better. But
Killian will be back. They said March 22nd. So
for sure.
That's his due date to come back is March 22nd. So another about 6 weeks. It's been like 4 weeks, but that 8 weeks thing is just so he'll be back in a month at least. Like around probably the 20th, the end of March, last couple weeks of March. But he will be back at least for like maybe Probably for like 30 or more games. Like in a month, it'll probably be like 30 games played, maybe. Well, by the time he come back and it's 70 games, so he might have like 25. He's gonna have like 25 games to still play at least, which would be
Yeah,
good for him.
right. But let me ask you this: the Pistons have had a very weird season. Every single team that we have beaten is a playoff team, and not just a playoff team, but we've beaten the Lakers, we've beaten the Celtics, we've beaten the Brooklyn Nets. The list goes on and on. We're beating all these really good teams, but then when we turn around and play just an average team or a below average team, we always lose. It's kind of a weird tanking scheme because we are still statistically the worst team in the NBA. We have the worst record in the NBA, but our win percentage against these big caliber team is fantastic. And we play them so hard and so tough. I don't know if it's just other teams are overlooking the Detroit Pistons, that they're not buying in that Jeremy Grant's the real deal. That, yeah, he scored 30 the other night, but he ain't going to drop 32 against me tonight. And then he goes out and does. I'm not sure what the combination of it is. But people in the chat, I just want to know if you think that they're taking the tank off against these games and they're actually trying to compete and that they're showing you what they can do. Or do you think it's just that we're getting lucky against these teams? Personally, I don't think we're just getting lucky. I know a lot of people do believe that. But I feel it's one of those things where if we are actually tanking, that Troy Weaver is like, all right, against these teams, like, even if we were good, people wouldn't expect us to win. So take it off and let Dwayne Casey do whatever he wants to do, call whatever place he wants, and go out there and try to actually win that game because no one's picking us to win those any games anyway. But, JMO, what do you think is so special about the Pistons being able to beat all of the league's best teams but still losing to the below average teams? Why do we keep beating such the good teams?
It's a combination of a few things. Obviously, when we play against those better teams, we just step up our play. I like our players, all of them. They just go to another level when we playing better competition. Also, the other team is sometimes sleeping on us. And also is the 3-point shot. Like you look at these games, like the 3-pointer is always the difference. And against these better teams, we really stepping up. Like Jeremy Grant, the last 2 games, he ain't really been doing much, but Saddiq Bey drops 30. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we beat Boston before, so that's not a fluke. I'm gonna tell you something. Do something once or twice, it could be a fluke, but 3 times and more, it's not a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
You beating 7 good teams. I don't care how bad we are. It ain't a fluke that we beating these good teams. I don't know, but I just feel like when we play these good teams, it's like our NBA Finals Game 7. Like, I hate to say it, but like our players, like, it could be like, you can say a team is sleeping on us, and I can understand. But when I'm watching players literally play better. I watch the players literally raise their level. Like, I watched Blake Griffin go to a different level against the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he looks amazing.
You know what I'm saying? That's not he didn't hit those shots because they weren't playing good defense. He rose to another level. Like Saddiq Bey, he rose to another level. The game against Phoenix, Jeremy Grant, that game rose to another level. Look, I don't like it, but I do like the fact that they rise to the occasion. Say whatever you want about our team being trash. And, against them average team or above average or good teams, you can't rise to the occasion every night. And Dwayne Casey rotations, like, I've noticed in all of the games that we beat these good teams, Dwayne Casey didn't have to mess with the rotation because he was able just to go with the hot players. So he didn't put out those dumb rotations. If Saddiq Bey is going crazy, I can just put Saddiq Bey in. Oh, Blake Griffin hitting logo threes. Oh, we'll just run him all night. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that much of adjustments that Dwayne Casey had to make. It was easier for him to coach. I don't like it, but our players step up when we play better teams. That's just the reality. Better teams definitely sleep on us 100%. But eventually they wake up during the game. You know what I'm saying? And we've played Boston 3 times, bro. Every game has been close.
Mm-hmm.
So Boston know who the hell we are, and they still went in there and they got popped. So I mean, we played Phoenix again and we did lose, but we lost by like 8 points. So that tells me that, this team has been competitive all year. We've been blown out a few times, but they just raised their level, man. The whole team.
Well, even against the Lakers, everyone was like, when we beat them, they're like, oh, you guys didn't have Anthony Davis, so that doesn't really count. Well, with Anthony Davis, we forced 2 OTs. Like,
Exactly. I don't hear that.
like it's crazy. Like, it makes no sense. It's the greatest worst team of all time, as they're calling it. It's so funny. But we do have possible trade rumors here. I don't know how credible this is. I've seen some things saying it's fake, that it's not real. But from NBA Central here on Twitter, says report, Pistons may try to attach younger player or draft pick to dump Blake Griffin's contract. Yeah, you guys can go to Twitter. You can read the article and read the comments and find out for yourselves if you believe it or not. I don't know what the Pistons' game plan here for trading Blake Griffin would be. This might be – oh, I see politics on here. Let me take this time before we start something on there. They have to do something to trade Blake, but I'm looking at this and I'm thinking young player, and I instantly think you're either talking Sekou or Mihailuk, and that's about it. Because you don't want to trade anyone you drafted this year, because I like all those guys. But, J-Mo, what do you personally think? If the Pistons were actually to attach a young player, who do you think they would be?
All I got to say, if it's Sekou, bro, I'm done, bro. Like, I'm letting y'all know right now. If Sekou is the guy, I ain't going to say a word. You ain't going to hear me rant. You ain't going to hear nothing. I'm just done. Like, I still cover the team, but I'm done. Like that's it. And I'm not gonna say a word. But just let you know, I'm done with this team and I'm done with Troy Weaver. Now, I'm like it's gonna be to the point where like I'm gonna sound like a robot after every game. Yeah, we won. Yeah, you know what I'm saying,
right?
But because I know the team that gets him is gonna put all their effort and resources in for him being great. And then when he's great, I'm gonna just be hurt. But Svi Mikhailuk has been on the table a lot. He said fake reports. Some Pistons media cleared it up. So are these reports fake? Regardless if they're fake or not, I would attach about Svi, and that's the only young player I'm really attaching. Just because Svi contract situation, and we're not going to be paying him.
Yeah, I would agree with Saddiq Bey and Josh Jackson playing really well this season already. I think those are your young shooting guards you're going to roll with here, but they also can play the 3 or the 4, so that's something that you have to look at, keep them players. But Mihailuk really hasn't been part of this rotation all year long. He's been kind of the odd man out. So if a team looking for some shooting needs one, like he's a good player. Like, don't get me wrong, like a team's going to be happy to have him, but do people know how good he really could be? I don't know. So if you are gonna trade Blake, there is something you're gonna have to pay, because no one wants a $300 million contract when the guy can only average about 12 points per game. So it's gonna be a rough road, peeps. There's no denying that. But trust Troy. Okay, even if we can just get a second-round draft pick, trust Troy. He knows how to draft. He can turn these draft picks, these second-round draft picks, into late first. Trust me, I believe that can happen. So if we can get a handful of seconds for Blake, take it, because I trust what Troy can flip those for. So I don't know. I'm sure we're looking. I've heard that, Plumlee's on the market, Ellington's on the market. This trade deadline, we are definitely going to be sellers and not buyers. So I expect the trade rumors to start heating up here. We're supposed to hear a lot more of these probably in the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure when the actual deadline is.
I'm surprised how Pistons fans. I mean, I know they wasn't heavily attached, but they just got over us trading Derrick Rose like it wasn't no thing. Well, I thought they would have been in much of whatever. I'm just saying. But a couple months ago, people were trying to come at us and bash us because we were talking about trading Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin. And now these guys are in the trade market as if, DSA didn't know what we were talking about, or we had some personal vendetta to bring certain people down. I'm just saying that we've been talking about this for months, and Blake is getting traded for sure, and Svi probably going with him.
Well, speaking of Derrick Rose, what do you think about that trade? Because we haven't talked about that yet on here. I know it happened. It feels like 2 weeks ago.
I haven't talked about it on my channel. I mean, I want Alonzo, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's the only thing I think is like you could have got Alonzo somehow. I don't care how good he playing right now. You could have did something, but instead you got DSJ. I mean, I like DSJ. I think this could be the place where he finds himself, gets a new career, and actually becomes a very much improved player. But we just got to see how it plays out. And so my thing is, are you just gonna get rid of DSJ, or did you have a plan? If you have a plan, how I'm looking at how are we gonna be developing DSJ and stuff, or did you just get him just to toss him aside later?
Right. Well, I think he's a guy who can bring something to the team right now, at least until Killian's out. He just doesn't look comfortable yet. But you have to stay patient with him because it's a weird situation. He asked the Knicks to send him down to the G League so he can go play and get opportunities. This man has not been playing basketball all season long. Like the Knicks haven't been giving him a whole lot of minutes, so he's extremely rusty. But his upside and potential, like I like it a lot. I wanted him in the draft, and once Dallas got him, I knew he was going to be the real deal. It just didn't work out with Luka. Him and Luka didn't fit well. I'm sure they probably didn't like each other, but once he went to New York, it was different. Like they gave him an opportunity. He had a couple of high real dunks, but that's the Knicks. They kind of ruined it. Like they made him worse. Like his numbers and efficiency dropped, and everyone's saying he's a bust and a bomb, but I really don't think so, man. He's got just tremendous athletic ability. He's not a bad defender. He's a streaky shooter, but it's all things that can be corrected. You have to look at what Josh Jackson did this year, same draft class. Look how much better he is this year than he was his previous years. It happens here in Detroit. So hopefully he can take that next step here. But, JMO, man, what are you expecting from DSJ? What do you want to see from him for the rest of this year?
Bro, I want DSJ to show us that you're not a bust. Like, normal is Cowling and all this other shit. Go out there and produce. Now, I know he in a different situation and blah, 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 cry me a river. I'm just being like that. I'm being a a-hole. Cry me a river. Go out there and produce. Your first 2 games, you really didn't do much of nothing. I'm not taking no serious. But after like 5 games, DSJ needs to start producing. Straight up. I'm going to give him 5 more to get his feet wet because I'm more generous than other people. But at 5 games, you need to start producing. I don't want no excuses. And about producing, I don't mean dropping 20. I just mean producing and contributing to the team. Even if he giving us 8 points and, some rebounds and some assists. But I need him to start contributing and being a part of this team and start chipping in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm going to give him a chance to get his feet wet. But I don't know what he's going to do, but I expect him to do a little bit, man. I expect him to go out there and score the ball a little bit. Get to the rim and do what he's good at. But we're gonna have to figure out a way to use him correctly. But I don't want him to come on this team and act like he not it's like he's not on this team and he's playing all trash and we trashing him and all that type of stuff. You feel me? I'm like, nah, man. Like it ain't like you got to ball out, but could contribute. I know he's more than good enough to contribute, so he's gonna have to find his way, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to see him get his footing. I want to see what he can do to this team. Like I said, he's got a big opportunity here, especially in the next couple of weeks as the trade deadline passes. Seeing what we have here, what do we have left to work with? Well, we got a lot of good wing players, so he should be able to push the ball. And that's something I think he's already done already is he changes the pace of the game when he comes in. And I want to see him do that. I want to see him pushing in transition. I want to see him attack the rim. I just want to see him be aggressive. Act like it's your team and try to score the ball every play. Like, be that guy. Show me what you got. I'm kind of with you there. I have high hopes and high expectations for him. And if, like I said in my video when I talked about it, if it doesn't work out, oh well. Derrick Rose wanted out. You got a second-round draft pick. You saved a little bit of cap. Let him walk in free agency if you don't want to do anything else with him. But then, like you said, if they want to, develop him, work on his game, like he is young enough where he can still get better. So to have him as a backup point guard or a starter over Killian or vice versa, like it's not a bad game plan. Plus, he's not going to be a lot of money this offseason if you want to re-sign him. So maybe this will just be a cheap deal and a cheap way to continue the rebuild of getting another point guard on a good contract.
I'm looking at his stats, man. Yeah, man, he can be better. Like 2 points, 3 points, 5 points. He can be way better, and I know he's better than that, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people think he got a long way to go, but I don't watch DSJ play. Like he's better than what he's showing. Like you need to step it up, man.
I agree. Let's talk about someone who has stepped up, and that's Big Stu Isaiah Stewart, man. With Plumlee being out, he has started the last 2 games for the Pistons. His first game, he had 17 points. And last night, he just played a tough, gritty game. So, Jamo, man, what do you think about Big Stu, man, starting those last 2 games? What have you liked from Beef Stew, and what do you think Stu needs to work on?
I liked the first game where he scored 10. I did like the second game because he cost me money for not scoring 10 again. I believed in you, Stu, and you let me down. You have failed my city. Like, you know how much I love Isaiah Stewart, man. Like, I love Isaiah Stewart. I think this is the opportunity that he's been waiting for. And he's showing, like, he can bang with these starting centers. Like, I think he's showing it. I'm like, look, I want people to understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying, like he's going to be scoring the ball yet or anything like that. But he's showing he can play 28 minutes a night starting for us. And he can be productive. And he deserves all the minutes that he gets. He continues to hustle. He does things that don't show up on the stat sheet. I mean, like I said, I love Isaiah Stewart. I can't really say much negative about him, even though he has a lot to work on when it comes to his offensive game. But hey, man, the dude's playing well in my eyes. So that's all I got to say about him, man. Shout out to Isaiah Stewart, man. Big Stu, man. Young Stewie, man. Young Stu. Big Stu. Beef Stew. What you talking about? I'm telling you, man. I'm a huge fan of Stewart, man. I think this guy's gonna be more better than a lot of people think.
What do you think about his shooting ability, man? The few shots he's taken, it looks good.
He has shooting potential. When you look at that big man and they shooting when they're young, you want to look and see if they like what kind of motion they have and can they be able to make those shots. And the way that he's setting all that stuff up for himself, Stewart definitely could be a very, very good shooter. Reminds me of like Serge Ibaka. Like Serge Ibaka, his first year, he wasn't shooting the ball. But every once in a while, early in his career, he hit a 10-footer here, hit a 10-footer there. You'd be like, oh, okay, Serge. And now, as a veteran, now he can hit that 15-footer automatic all day. And and he could go out to the 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of growth that I see. I see a guy early that already has a nice touch on his shot. Give him some time and he'll be able to hit that 14-foot jumper.
So I made a mistake when I said Detroit Pistons were the worst team in the league. They are not. I know who it is. They are the 3rd worst team in the NBA. But the worst team's either Minnesota or Washington. I think they're going to say Minnesota is because they have 20 losses, while Washington only has 17. But Jamo, man, let's talk about this real quick because I'm looking through the standings, and just as an NBA fan in general, we're going to get a little bit more into NBA talk, shy away from the Pistons because the Pistons, despite having some big wins, the team still sucks. There's only so much we can talk about. But just as a whole in the NBA, what team has been the most disappointing team to you? For me, it's my other team. It's the Dallas Mavericks. Looking at it, they only got 13 wins. Like, I was expecting Luka to go for MVP, and quite frankly, the team has not played well enough at all. There's a lot of things they need to work on. Defense, offense outside of Luka. Like, if Luka has a big game, there's a big shot that they could win, but That's not it. Luka could go off for 40 points and they could still lose. So they have a lot they need to work on. And Porzingis not being healthy and being the same player is a big part of it because Luka does need some help. But still, I'd expect more out of them. They should at least be a 6 seed right now. Watching San Antonio, what they're doing as the 6 seed right now, is kind of what I expected Dallas to do. They always get like these small guys like the JJ Bareillas and stuff like this to come in for a couple years and perform well, get them over that hump. But right now they're slacking and they're in the playing tournament. But I'm looking at the playing tournament like Sacramento's the 10 seed.
That's but Luka team shouldn't be in the playoff tournament though.
Right, they need to be in the playoffs. But to me, that's the most disappointing team to me right now is the Dallas Mavericks. What's your biggest disappointment?
Well, since you talk about Dallas Mavericks, there's a lot of teams in that conference, but I'm gonna talk about the guy who Luka destiny is connected with. The Atlanta Hawks and the Miami Heat are very disappointing. Like the Hawks started out good. Now looking at them right now, they're the 10th seed. They're below the Knicks and a bad Raptors team and a young Charlotte team. And the Miami Heat, I know they've had their struggles, and in recent memory, they have definitely stepped it up and been playing better. But all in all, they've been a complete disappointment, to be honest with you. Because my thing is, I'm watching the team, and they have been better. They have been winning games. But watching that team, that's not the same team from last year. They'll probably get a 6 seed at best. They're not going to be a top 4 seed this year. So I think that's a huge disappointment. And also the Wizards, I forgot about them. Y'all know I hyped them up. Yeah, y'all a big fat disappointment. But I'm not as shocked after I looked at their roster and realized how terrible it is. But I have to mention them 100%. Have to mention them. Hey, you there, Drew?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize my mic was muted. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was talking too.
The Memphis Grizzlies are disappointing as well.
Yeah, but they're only one game below 500 though. Like they can.
Well, but it's the West though.
Yeah.
So you gotta judge them by them West standards. I mean, they one game below 500, but the Dallas is ranked above them, and they one game below 500. So.
Can we talk about the Knicks for a second, man? As the 8th seed, bro.
Hey, no, Miss, where you at?
No, bro, it's your time to talk, bro.
You was 1 year too early, bro. Hey,
dude, it's crazy because I was looking at the Derrick Rose trade, and Derrick Rose was telling Dwayne Casey, he's like, I don't know how many miles I got left. I want to go to a team that's in the playoffs or competing for the playoffs. I'm like, the Knicks? And I had to look at the standings. I'm like, oh, shit. The Knicks are that good. They're in the playoffs right now. Like, I couldn't believe it. I didn't think they were doing that good. But RJ Barrett, he's having a great year this year, man. Julius Randle's playing like an all-star. Tom Thibodeau's got that team playing some good basketball, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I remember a lot of people, like I was never a lover of RJ Barrett, but a lot of people used to go in on him, and I used to tell people, same thing I said about so I'm like, bro, this guy's in his first year. Well, I don't want to hear he's a bust or he's not good. I'm like, yo, get this man time. And people, nah, man, this dude is trash, bro. They still saying it because he's inconsistent. I'm like, look, man, RJ Barrett is going to be a very solid player. I don't know about a superstar or nothing like that. But I'm not surprised with his growth. Julius Randle is doing great. I can't believe the damn Knicks are okay. Like they're still 12 and 15, but they putting the Pistons to shame right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're putting the Pistons to shame right now. Marvin Tober said the Pelicans are a disappointment. They are a disappointment, man. But SVG though, so they not a disappointment to me. I said they was gonna ruin the team. I already said they was gonna be trash. Didn't I say that, Drew? Didn't I say that wasn't gonna make the playoffs because of SVG? I said that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember I was going on a rant while saying that. So I'm not surprised at all.
Let's stick in the East here, man. I feel like a lot of people really aren't talking about Philadelphia. They're the number 1 seed. They only have 9 losses this year. Do you think they're real or are they flukes?
No, Philadelphia is for real. Because I'm gonna tell you why they for real. They for real because Joel Embiid is taking the step to the that next level step to where he's gonna be a dominant force. And then Philly has went out and they rebuilt the team and it's more well-rounded. They got some shooters, Seth Curry, even though it's the ghost of Danny Green. Ben Simmons is still a very, very good defender and very good passer. They got Shake Milton. They got Tobias Harris. They got a very good, well-rounded team. I think I'm not talking about them going to the finals or nothing, but I think they legit. I don't know if they're not the best team in the conference, but they look a legit like top 5, top 6 team, top 5 team in the league. Like they're a legit team, and that's just my opinion on that though.
Let's go over the West because there's a lot of good teams in the West right now that I feel like everyone's talking about the Lakers, but Utah number 1, 5 losses. I feel like a lot of people outside of Utah don't buy into it, but you have to realize Utah is playing like one of the best, if not the best, defensive teams in the league. And just the wing scoring outside of Mitchell has been phenomenal. Like Utah is very, very scary right now, and I would not want to play them.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man, and I might have to cut the cam on for this, man.
Uh-oh.
Tell y'all something. I don't jump on bandwagons or anything like that. You talking to the biggest believer in Utah right here. And I'm gonna tell y'all what, Utah is for real, y'all. This is not your same old I'm telling y'all. I'm talking about Western Conference Finals for real. If they don't face the Lakers. This team is serious. And we about to talk about it because look, it's about getting experience, man. Donovan Mitchell rookie season, he was in the playoffs, got out the first round. I know why, sadly. He got out the first round. He got that experience. They lost. Next year, they went against James Harden, got beat. Next year, I think they went against James. They lost in the second round by James Harden, got beat the first year. Next year, they went to James Harden, got beat. And then the next year, they got beat again by Denver. Teams you got to take your lumps. You got to get experience in the playoffs to get used to like trying to win a championship. And, lo and behold, while they've been getting beat and being competitive, now look at the team. Now you got Donovan Mitchell hitting 3-pointers. Donovan Mitchell is no longer a bad 3-point shooter. He's shooting 40% from 3, and it's legit. This boy hitting 5 threes in games, 6 threes in games. He can shoot the 3 ball now. Oh, shit. Now he's unguardable. No, I'm serious because now he's unguardable. He can shoot the 3. Like what? Like when Ja Morant learns how to shoot the 3, oh, shit. Like because he can shoot the 3 ball now. You got Bogdanovich. You got Rudy Gobert. You got Royce O'Neal and them boys. The Jazz, they're going to be a legit threat in the playoffs, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to realize it's about experience, man. It's about the grind. After a while, that experience is going to pan out, and I think the Jazz are at that point, man. They're not a fluke number 1 seed. That team is real. You see what they was doing to the Bucks, bro?
Yeah.
It ain't a team that they can't beat right now. He said Utah is trash. They're going to end up being a 7 seed. I bet you Utah stay a top 3 seed. They're going to be a top 3 seed.
The way I'm looking at it is I'm looking at Western Conference Finals matchups here. If it stays the way it is, again, season's still young here. If the Lakers and Utah did play in the Western Finals, like Utah is so good, like they can take LeBron's weapons away and just make LeBron beat them. Or if they want to take away LeBron and have his, like they have like an idea and a chance to beat the Lakers. Like they're that good.
Yeah, and people talking about them losing to the Nuggets. Y'all forget they didn't have Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich is the second best player on that team. Like, and Mike Conley, we thought he was washed. Now Mike Conley is playing back like his normal self. That team a problem. Like Mike Conley hurt, and they just whooped the shit out the Bucks without their third best player. Like Bogdanovich, their second best player, wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would the Nuggets look without their second best player? That's all I'm saying. Trust me, Bogdan would have saved them from 3-1, Mr. Ray. If they had Bogdanovich, there's no way Denver is coming back from 3-1. I'm sorry. They would lose.
Bravo, man. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Pretty good. Long day. I just came back, but we're trying to dedicate my work here for the people in here. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Hey, we appreciate that, man.
Yeah, for the Pistons fans too. I'm doing good. What's up, J-Mo?
How you doing, man? I'm just chilling, man.
All good.
We got Devin99 in the house, which makes perfect sense because we're about to talk about his guy, CP3. And the CP3 effect. Looking at Phoenix, man, fourth seed. I personally thought they'd be a playoff team. I did not expect them to get off to this great start they've gotten off to, where they're top 4 in the West. But CP3, man, still got it, man. I wish we would have traded for CP3 and not Blake, because we would have been in the playoffs already. But that's neither here nor there.
Playoffs, but we would have won a game. We made.
Yeah. We would have won a game, if not two. CP3 is just the perfect glue for that system. D-Book feeding off of him. Aiden's having a career year. J-Mo, man, is CP3 going to be a Hall of Famer if he doesn't get a ring for keep doing things like this constantly, year after year?
Well, not because of doing things like this. Just because he's that damn good. I mean, CP3 is one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game. Made a lot of all defensive teams, can score, he can do it all. So, his legacy was cemented probably 5 years ago, if I'm being honest, as a player. So, now he's just trying to win the championship, man.
And I don't know if they have enough pieces, but I've always said if you get Devin Booker in the playoffs, watch out.
Right.
Because you have to beat Devin Booker 4 times, and you might be able to do so, but one of those games he's getting 60, 50, 40. Like, he's going to pop off one of those games. You're going to be like, oh, my God, dude, I can't believe we couldn't stop Devin Booker this game. But I'm pulling for him because I love Devin Booker, man. I'm one of Devin Booker's biggest fans and all that good stuff. But, they're one of these teams I haven't bought into fully yet because, again, Utah's playing great.
I like Utah. They got a very nice, well-rounded team.
I like Utah. I don't think Phoenix could beat them.
Not Utah. I meant to say I like Phoenix. I like Phoenix. They just beat Philly today. They got a good team.
I like them too, but I realistically think they're more like a 6 seed than a 4th seed.
I don't know, not this year.
Once Portland gets healthy, I think Portland's better than Phoenix.
Nah.
Once they're healthy.
Nah.
I'm not knocking Phoenix, bro.
I'm taking CP3 and D-Book over Dame and CJ. And you got to remember, what does Portland have besides that? They got Crowder, they got Bridges, they got Dario Sarge, they got what's his name, Cam Johnson. They got a deep squad. They really do. And they still got 8-2.
Yeah, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but I like Dame. I think Dame's better than Devin Booker.
Oh my God, bro.
I do, and I love Devin Booker. I don't think CJ is better than CP3 though. So I guess it does kind of equal out. It'd be actually let's get there's 4th and 5th seed. So right now, at the end of the day, they'd play each other in the playoffs right now.
Would they now? And I'm rolling with the Suns. The Suns would probably beat them in 5 games.
They'd have home court advantage too. Not that matters right now.
They would beat them in 5 games, bro.
That's a 7-game series.
They beat them in 5 games. I'm telling you.
6 or 7.
5. Especially right now. If we're going with the teams they got today, it might be 4 games. Hey, don't sleep on the set. I'm telling you, man. Like, Devin Booker in the playoffs is gonna show y'all that he ain't the one to fuck with.
I'm with you there, man. He's gonna pop off. I know I would want to play him
because, like the playoffs is best for a guy like Devin Booker when the game slows down. Because when the game slows down, he'll be able to not be double teamed as much. It's so many things that like he never get to experience being there. So. He gonna thrive.
Bravo, we asked this question earlier. Outside the Detroit Pistons, who's been the most disappointing team in the NBA?
Wow, that's a good question. I haven't really watched the old games of the NBA teams except the Pistons. But if you ask me the most disappointing team, I think the Pelicans. I'll be honest with you. Because they're supposed to be in a playoff team this year. And I thought Stan Van Gundy is going to take them to the promised land. But they disappointed me. I don't know why they're not getting the results. They're at the bottom of the West. That's one of the teams I look at in the West. In the East, I don't want to say Toronto, because Toronto, they lost a lot of their centers, their stars. So Miami Heat also, they're not really doing well as last year for sure. These are the two teams I can think of at this point.
Yeah, but well, I'm not surprised with the Pelicans because, like I was telling Drew, I said the Pelicans were gonna be bad because they got SVG, and I was like, they're not gonna make the playoffs because of SVG, especially. And I was like, especially if he misused Lonzo, and that's what happened. So I'm not surprised about them, but Miami is a disappointment to me.
Wait a minute. The biggest, huge disappointment, the ultimate disappointment of all NBA teams, the Minnesota Timberwolves. This team is so trash. Man, this team is so trash. They got the first round picks every year. They got the best picks every top 3 picks, top 3 players. It doesn't matter. They're bottom. They're just so trash as a team and as an organization. I just can't stand them, man. And watch them. They're going to get another first top 3 pick this year because the NBA likes them. That's what it sounds like it. This is literally the worst team.
This is why we need you. This is why we need you, Bravo. This man said went for their neck, man.
I'm serious, dude. You got Cat, you got D'Lo, you got Malik Beasley, you got Anthony Edwards. You got, like, I don't know. You got also Okogie, who's a very solid defender, a good player. He's just an NBA starter. I think he's a good player. I think you also got like these. Their backup is also decent, but they can't win. I don't know why. They're just a bad organization. They're tanking also this year, basically.
You think they're the most disappointing though? Like,
I think so. Do you know why? Because of the fact that they drafted top picks every year. This is how many picks they got in the first top 3. Cats. You got D'Lo as a top 3. I don't know how many. When was D'Lo drafted? But I think he's in the top 10. Let's call it. I can't remember which pick he got drafted. And you got Anthony Edwards this year. That's a huge thing. When you get Edwards in the top pick, you're supposed to be a good team. Like look at the. I was suspecting that the Hornets are going to be trash, but no, they're really playing good this year. They surprised me. They surprised me with their play style and their good defense. A lot of people put a pressure on James Borrego, but I think he's playing good with their team. They're still not good, but the LaMelo lifted them up for sure. Now Wiseman is still on the Warriors. He's a top 3 player, but the Warriors are still playing good because of Steph. But this guy Edwards, he can't even play on that team. I literally think we should, if they want to trade him for us, I'll take him. I don't know why he's not even playing.
Well, hell yeah, I'll take Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is still. Of course, I'll take Anthony Edwards. What do you mean?
I don't know what they're doing, man. Their team is just so trash. Why can't they?
No, Mr. Ray is right. He says Timberwolves have 2 times as much talent as the Pistons and still finding a way to lose more games than us. He's right. They trash. They're an embarrassment. If we had Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell and Malik, and I know they in the West, and Malik Beasley, all I know is we'll be 500. I'm not saying we'll be a playoff team for sure. Like, if the Pistons had those caliber of players, don't forget about Jared Culver. They even got Ricky Rubio bum ass. They got a little squad over there. Like, I don't know why they the worst team, to be honest with you. Bad coaching. Like, it got to be bad coaching. And Karl Anthony Towns is going through a whole lot personally, so he's not really been playing basketball like that.
But you think they're more of a disappointment than the Wizards?
Yeah, I think they're definitely, because the Wizards are like they're playing like for tanking. You can see that they got a lot of injuries. The Wizards, a lot of their players they're coming at a different time. They got COVID. They hit bad with COVID this year. So you expect the Wizards not to do well. I mean, I'm fine with them. We're like they're in like our category.
Wizards had at least 7 games lost because of COVID. At least, yeah. I remember that. But like when you look at the Wizards and the Minnesota Timberwolves, outside of Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, Timberwolves are more talented all across the board. Like if you take those 2 out, like every other player on the T-Wolves is better than every other player on the Washington by far. Like Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell. Like if you'd be like, all right, D'Lo for Russ. Okay. Bradley Beal, he's a wash with Cat. Okay. Malik Beasley. Imagine if Washington had Malik Beasley. Let's be 100. Goddamn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you look at Anthony Edwards and them boys. They just they got way more talent. Like after Westbrook and Beal, like Washington is a bunch of rookies and talentless. They don't got nobody, bro. The only other person they really had was Thomas Bryant, and he tore his ACL.
Yeah, the Wizards are not they're still like rebuilding, man. They only have Beal and now they got Russell. They don't have like multiple first round pick players. That look at them. Who is there? Who is on their top team? Is the top 3 pick? Tell me right now. Who's
No, they got Danny Diaz. I mean, Rui Hachimura is good though. I'll give him credit. Rui is
J-Mo. He's not a top 3 pick. The Timberwolves have multiple top 3 picks. They're just trash.
yeah.
You can't be worse than T-Wolves because they got Anthony Edwards, they got Cat, they got D'Lo. They are top players, and they're still bad.
Well, let's flip the script because we never really talked about this. But who's been the most surprising team? To me, it's the Knicks. They have the 8th seed right now. They just got Derrick Rose from us. That could be the piece that keeps them right there at that final spot. And if not, they'll be in the play-in tournament. But J-Mo, man, who's been the surprise team to you that caught you off guard that you've been really rocking with and kind of pulling for?
I mean, I'm not pulling for them, but my surprise team is actually Utah. I did not expect them to be this good. So, it's not a fluke for the haters. Y'all keep hating when the team is a consistent playoff team and they're the number 1 seed. It's not a fluke. But I would have to say, Utah surprised me a whole lot, man, and even Philly too. I didn't think Philly was going to be number 1 seed either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, both those teams, man, having great years. Joel is actually in the MVP conversation. We'll talk about that here in a second. But Bravo, man, who's been the team that surprised you the most so far this year?
It keeps surprises me every year, and this team is very surprising for me every year. I know it's people like undergrade them, but I don't know why they keep surprising us. The Indiana Pacers. Mm-hmm. They keep making top 5, top 6 team in the East. They're lacking talents, and they're still a good team. They're really coming from a good organization right now. They're able to make the playoff every year, man. I don't understand what's up with the Pacers. It's their culture. This is an amazing culture. They can't make it beyond the first round, like the Hornets, basically. but they are still like a nice team. I think this is. I did expect the Pacers to be off this NBA playoff chase this year. I don't think they would be good because they lost their players. Who they have, man? None.
Yeah, I don't think I had them in the playoffs, but
yeah, this is the team I wasn't. It surprised me every year, actually, and their performance is really good, decent. Hornets, they're playing good, and I actually love them because Melo is playing nice for them. I'm not surprised by anyone in the East, in the West, because they're all good. I mean, I didn't expect the Warriors to be this good. I thought I think they're going to be off this chase, but it sounds like they're still there in it. The Kings are kind of also surprising this year. I think the way we've seen a huge breakout season from De'Aaron Fox. This guy is playing out of his mind. Definitely a huge team for him this year. He's an all-star player, in my opinion. So these are the teams I'm looking at right now. I don't think I'm surprised by the Grizzlies. They're not doing good because he's coming off an injury, John Moran. But I think definitely the Kings are also surprising. They're close to the playoffs.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's talk some end of the year awards here because MVP has been a hot topic, and there's a lot of people who have been in the race. I've heard LeBron. I've heard Luka, but Luka said he doesn't feel like he's earned it. Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic. So my question to you guys is, who's your MVP so far for this season? Bravo, we'll start with you, man. Who's been the MVP of the year so far?
Okay, I mentioned I haven't really watched him being those kind of players. I don't know, really. I can't tell you. I mean, I've seen Embiid. I can't tell you right now because I don't know who is the MVP.
Let me see who the favorite is. Right now, I think
Giannis? I don't know.
Giannis isn't favored as a top 5. Let me see if he's in the top 10.
You gotta think.
I think the favorite is LeBron, right?
Yeah, LeBron is good.
Yeah, but my answer is LeBron James.
Yeah, LeBron is good, man.
LeBron James is the MVP. And I'm not a LeBron James fan. Y'all all know this, but let me tell y'all something. LeBron James is the MVP. LeBron James. And then I would say Joel Embiid. But I would say LeBron James, Joel Embiid, and Steph Curry. And then I'll probably throw D Mitch up there, but then don't nobody like Utah, but LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James. That's all I'm saying. Or Steph Curry or Joel Embiid, but LeBron is the MVP, bro.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though is Steph Curry's numbers are almost identical to his first anonymous MVP.
Yeah, he's balling, man.
But yeah, I'm with you, Matt. I think LeBron, he's not sitting games. He's actually playing. Like, if you would have told me this year he would have played 2 games against the Pistons, I probably would have laughed at you. And he played them both.
Yeah, I was about to say AD been getting hurt and they still been winning. And I'm looking at his stats right now. He's shooting 39% from 3. He ain't shot 39% from 3 since 2012.
I just want to appreciate the fact that we got 2 centers in the top for the MVP votes. That's crazy. Never thought I'd see the day of my life again. But both Embiid, man, and Jokic have been playing nice, man. Just Denver doesn't have the record right now.
Name us off the top 5 list.
According to this, the top 5 is, this is not in any order. This just shows the top 5 people in the chart, is Luka, LeBron, KD, Joker, and Embiid. The top 10.
Luka, wait.
Yeah.
Stretch.
Yeah.
Luka.
Yeah.
If you don't take Luka off that damn list and replace him with anybody else,
Right. You want to hear top 10?
Yeah.
There's Giannis, Luka, Anthony Davis, LeBron, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, KD, Nikola Jokic, Damian Lillard, and Embiid.
Hell no. Mm-mm. No. Like I said, LeBron, Steph probably number 2. I will put Embiid number 3 because they the number 1 seed. I will put Jokic like at 4. And like I said, the Donovan Mitchell disrespect is at all-time high. I wouldn't put him at 5, but I at least put him at 7.
Right.
Like, the Donovan Mitchell disrespect is all-time. He is the number 1 seed, and he's having a career year. And I know Donovan Mitchell, we're dumb to him averaging 20 every damn year because he's so fucking good. We should have selected him. Maybe we cry ourselves to sleep because of it. But Donovan Mitchell he's freaking balling out. He's the best player on the best team in the league right now. How is he not in any type of MVP conversation?
That's crazy.
I don't understand, bro. He averaging what, 24? I'm looking at that. He averaging, let's see, 24, 4 and 5, shooting 40% from 3. Like, come on, man. Like, Luka, no offense to Luka, his numbers are great, but his team is not great, bro. Like, I'm confused, bro. And Giannis definitely should be up there. Like, you see Giannis numbers? I know he's not gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? But Giannis is still putting up video game numbers, bro.
Yeah, not to have Donovan Mitchell on there is extremely disappointing. Hopefully the NBA list is better, but I can't seem to find that one anywhere.
What site was that on?
I just clicked back off. Let me see if I can't find it. Sportsbettingdime.com.
Oh yeah, see whoever the hell they are, they don't know what they're talking about, man.
You can make some money off of there.
Oh no, that's the thing they're talking about, yeah. But when it comes to that, man, I would say, come on, man. And KD being in the MVP conversation is unusual as well.
He deserves to, man. I mean, he's missed a lot of games, but
my thing is, you on the team with Kyrie and James Harden, like, don't talk to me about MVP.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, no, he definitely deserved to be top 10, 100%. But you on the team with Kyrie and James, like, come on, bro. And like you ain't on the team with just like regular Kyrie. You on the team with what I'm calling Super Saiyan Kyrie. Like, this guy is like, he's always been unguardable, but Kyrie is like, all right, bro. Y'all want to talk about me spreading sage? I'm gonna spread these points. So, and then James fucking Harden, come on, man.
That team's not unbeatable though, dude. Man, they're one of the worst defensive teams in the league. In
NBA history, they're the worst.
So, I mean, I don't know like how far I think they're actually going to go, especially when they play in Milwaukee or Philly. Like they're going to get punished. It's not going to be good.
Well, the playoffs is a different situation because now you're talking about playoff basketball, and a lot of these games in the playoffs, 75% of them are close games, and it's a close game. I got Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. I'm gonna hand the ball to Kyrie and say, "Yeah, it's a wrap." So that's when they get really scary because everything is gonna slow down, and now you got three players that can dribble, pass, and shoot. You got three players that can score on every level in the playoffs. Like, and you don't have to depend on James Harden to be clutch at all. You got two of the clutchest players in the league, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Playoffs is a little bit different, I feel like. But I'm not sleeping on Milwaukee or Philly or Boston.
I don't think Boston's ready still. Like they're good, but they're missing something. I don't know what it is, but they don't look like an NBA champion team to me. They're missing something. And I don't know what it is, but they just don't look ready to me. Like they never make a significant improvement to their roster. Like they bring in Kyrie, downgrade to Kemba. Like, okay, why? You lose Gordon Hayward, you just made Jalen Brown get a bigger role, which I like Jalen Brown. He's playing phenomenal this year. But it's just like rinse, wash, and repeat. Like they keep doing the same thing over and over again, and they're not getting any better. Like they're staying the same, which is good because they've gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals twice now.
Yeah.
Like they're not ready to get over the hump yet. Jason Tatum can't do it by himself. I don't know if it's getting rid of Kemba and getting a different point guard in there. If it's getting a center, I don't know what it is. It's just Boston to me doesn't look like they're ready.
I mean, it's the regular season. Like in the playoffs, I still don't want to face a Boston team. Kemba Walker has been an absolute bust for them. Um, you know what I'm saying? But bravo, man. You got some thoughts on Saddiq Bey's performance?
Yeah, and I'm like I mentioned. I mean, when I first we drafted him, I was very high on Sadiq Bey. I know you guys have talked about it already, but I'm here coming late. So I love this performance last night against the Boston Celtics. That was a phenomenal performance. 7 out of 7 3 pointers, shooting the lights out. He made it. He made everything happening that game. Taking down the post, beating the players down the post. He made a dunk. So I really liked his game. So and I think he is probably the best player we drafted. I think when I first when we started the NBA draft, and I literally thought that Saddiq Bey is going to be the most impactful year this year. But I still think Isaiah Stewart has surprised us all with his performance this year. So this guy is really smart, and he's playing out of his really with a hustle. So I still gonna stick with the Sadiq Bey because my boy. He is I like him so much, and I think he's really got a nice future with the Detroit Pistons. I hope he remains healthy. All of these players remain healthy because that's the biggest thing for them. And unfortunately, Killian Hayes maybe he comes back and redeem the season. Although I'm not really putting a lot of expectations on him.
He gonna be better when he come back. I'm telling you, but I just hope he's healthy when he come back, and it's not a lingering issue. That's
yeah.
all.
Yeah, obviously, his injury sucks. Yeah. So, what do you guys? Did you guys talk about Dennis Smith Jr.?
We talked about it for a minute.
You want to elaborate your thoughts because we haven't really talked about him coming to the team or us beating the Nets or Boston. If you got any thoughts on those games too.
Yeah, beef stew. So Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. has not really been playing NBA for a while. You guys can see him. He's not really. He's being passive. He's trying to be more of a passive player, passing the ball, making the extra pass, just facilitate the play. That's what he's doing right now. He's taking it light, easier. If he makes a shot, he's trying to make it, but he's not really accurate on shooting the game. So he's not really going to be that good if he keeps playing that with us. And I'm kind of looking at him right now. If he doesn't really shine this year, his chance is going to be gone. So he really needs to show himself right away. I think I'm looking at March. After March, we need to give it to Dennis Smith Jr. He needs to take over because You really traded D Rose for this guy, and you want to see what he can do in this remaining of the season. If he's really completely out, this is your. If he's not really going to be back on this team, I would just give him a chance this rest of the season because this is
after
your.
March, Killian supposed to be coming back around like March 22nd. So
What is it?
I said Killian supposed to be coming back March 22nd. So Dennis Smith Jr. his time is now. You don't have
Yeah,
to.
you're right. You're right. You're probably
Once
right.
Killian come back, whether he ass or the worst player y'all thought whether he the worst player in the league or not, he getting more minutes than Dennis Smith Jr. So yeah, once Killian come back, all them opportunity is gonna be Dennis Smith and DeLon Wright. So this is his time right now to be to be balling out. I mean, like I said, it's gonna be Killian and DeLon Wright. This is his time right now. Like I said, I'm gonna give him 5 games to get his feet wet. You gotta
No,
start.
it's JMO. He's been off. He's been not playing in the NBA. When
You gotta start producing, bro.
yeah, he's not been playing. The
5
Knicks,
games, and then you start producing.
yeah, but the Knicks killed him like on the bench. He's not been showing anything. And when now I'm like, I wasn't expecting much when we traded for him, and I love the player. I like the idea of having Dennis Smith Jr., the guy who played like 2018, 2019 season, and the season before was playing great. But now his game is underdeveloped. You can see that he's not really the same kind of like shining player. He's not really like accurate so much. So if I don't think you need to give him like 5 games. You need to give him the rest of the season. And I think you want to give him from now until. Here's what I think the Pistons should do. They wouldn't really like give DeLon Wright right now. He's a starting point guard. And I think at the second half of the season, you want to give it to Dennis Smith Jr. and Killian Hayes. I don't think DeLon Wright should be really playing the rest of the season because we don't want to win games for the rest of the year. We want to be like close to our goal so that we can draft high. You can have a good draft pick. So I actually think we should be sitting DeLon Wright some games rather than playing him and play those 2 players because you got a decision on Dennis Smith Jr. If you don't make a decision, he's out of the team. And the guy is absolutely underdeveloped, like I'm trying to say. So he needs to just take his opportunity. You need to give him at least 10 games before you really realize he's completely off or gone.
I don't know how long it will take, but it is going to take some time for him to get back to what he was trying to do in Dallas, if he can ever do that. Because, like you said, the Knicks did ruin him. Like I said earlier in the show, he went to the Knicks and said, "Send me to the G League so I can play." And instead, he got traded to Detroit. But like you said, he was sitting on the bench, man. He never had any minutes. He was getting Sekou treatment over there, and he wasn't even getting checked in at all. He wasn't even getting 10 minutes. So he's going to be rusty, but at the same time, like, we did just trade Derrick Rose for you. Like, you're going to be a free agent. Like, show us why we should re-sign you at the same point in time. So I'm not going to judge it really hard because if it doesn't work out, like, let him walk. You got a second-round draft pick. You saved $2 million for the rest of this year. So if worst-case scenario, let him walk. You got the draft pick. But if it works out, sign him back. And now you got Killian Hayes. You got Dennis Smith Jr. You can still go into the draft, get another point guard, or get that center spot. Literally going in the draft, if you get those 2 players playing at a high level, you can go whatever route you want or use them as trade bait. So,
can I say something real quick? Did you guys notice the way we're playing our point guards? We're not playing our point guards like Casey is not doing it right because of the fact he is just passing the ball to Blake and let the point guard take over after Blake screens and then goes down. Dude, the point guard should be playing off a pick and roll. You have Isaiah Stewart in the pick and roll with your point guard, with either Dennis Smith Jr. or a guy like, I don't know if DeLon Wright is the best one, but I think definitely Killian Hayes and the guy, Dennis Smith Jr., you play them pick and roll with Isaiah Stewart. This is how you do it. We have not seen that scenario. You guys, you only see Blake screening and then get the ball and come back to Blake again. So I don't think Dennis Smith Jr. is really doing well with Blake.
Man, Dwayne Casey gives me a headache.
Yeah,
because look, you're right about the screen. I've already said we don't have no offense, but a lot of times, like Jeremy Grant goes through a lot of offensive possessions where he's not even touching the ball. A lot of times, DeLon Wright and Blake Griffin, Mason Plumlee is taking dumbass shots, and Jeremy Grant, our player, is just sitting there in the corner. Like, we don't have anybody to get Jeremy Grant the ball consistently so he can consistently have a good game. And we don't run no pick and rolls, no pick and pops, no drag screen type stuff for our guards. It's just horrible. But like a lot of times I noticed that Jeremy Grant just be out there. Like he could like it's like the rest of the team just ignores him sometimes. And I just don't be liking that.
Yeah, but we haven't seen the. I know Mr. Ray is talking. We can't shoot. I know these players cannot shoot. The DeLon Wright is not a good pick and roll player. But hey, we have not tried that style. We need to play our point guard to our strength. We're not doing that.
What do you mean you can't run pick and roll with an interior big? What are you talking about?
I mean, if you can't shoot it, you just lob it to Isaiah Stewart.
I watch the Pelicans all the time. Steven Adams is a nightmare in pick and roll. He can't shoot a lick. Like, they run pick and roll with Steven Adams all the time. You can run pick and roll with a non-shooting big. You can run pick and roll with Mason Plumlee. He's done it with Jamal Murray. So you can run pick and roll with Isaiah Stewart. What are you talking about? Just because you can't shoot, that doesn't mean anything. Picking and rolling, it's about if they take on the center, then the guard is supposed to take that mid-range jump shot, or the guard is supposed to try to get to the rim. But you definitely can play pick and roll with a non-shooting big. Like I said, the Pelicans do it with Steven Adams all the time. We did the same thing with Andre Drummond. He wasn't shooting. We ran pick and roll with Andre. He wasn't shooting nothing.
Yeah, that was beautiful with Andre. I mean, SVG used Reggie Jackson and Andre Drummond to their strength. Used Reggie in the pick and roll with Dre, and it was massive. It was very good. Yeah. But then he got injured. Now the point is, why is not Casey using those NBA players to their strength? I don't understand it.
One word. Well, I guess 2 words. Dwayne Casey.
I just don't know. Maybe I'm still suspecting they're really doing this on purpose, but it sounds like not. It sounds like they're just losing on no purpose.
If you try to make sense of it, you'll never find the answer, because the things we do make zero sense all the time, and it's just the way it is. There's no
rhyme or reason.
Yeah, we can't really explain it. It's just how it works.
I mean, it's simple. Even Svi, Svi is an amazing shooter. Why don't you use Svi in a mid-range jumper? He can shoot the mid-range jumper. He doesn't even let him shoot mid-range jumper. Did you guys notice this?
That's just because how the NBA works right now. Like, look at Phoenix. That's how they're killing people, is the mid-range jumper. But everyone else, it's three-pointers or dunks. There's not a whole lot else to it. Like, you never see post moves. You never see mid-range shots. But a guy like Mihailuk, he could be like our version of Rip Hamilton. His off-ball ability to run and come off of screens is really impressive, actually. We never do it enough, but he's got a good enough shot. I would like to see some stuff like that, but it's just how the NBA is played right now. Like, they don't care about mid-range. If it's not a dunk, if it's not a three, they don't care.
The analytics people, but it's a lot of teams that still believe in mid-range jumpers, and they don't necessarily roll with the analytics. I know Patriots take them a lot, and what do you call it? Phoenix. They got two of the best mid-range players in the entire NBA. That's why they're the best team in doing it, because you got two of the guys that specialize in that. But no, I've seen a lot of point guards running pick and roll with a non-shooting big, and when that big come off, they take the mid-range jumper or they shoot a floater. Like, I've seen it plenty of times. Like, that's just something that's routine, but the guard has to be able to do that. Well, you talking about, you don't got a player to get none of these players the ball. That's what a point guard is for. So you're never going to see any type of consistency when you don't have a player to get these players the ball.
It just doesn't work also with Dennis Smith Jr. and Blake. Blake is too slow to really play with Dennis. He's not a shooter. I don't know. Dennis Smith Jr. is not a shooter. He can't really play him with Blake. I feel like it's just, I don't know. He can play as a good defender. Dennis Smith Jr. is not a bad defender. He's an okay defender. But playing him with Blake and then taking the ball from him, we're not going to see some effect from Dennis Smith Jr. right now. The way the Casey's playing him with that rotation is not going to show me anything, because I don't really see much from him coming up. You want to play him maybe with the guys like Sekou. Maybe I'll be interested because he plays fast break. You want to also play him with a guy like, maybe I play him with Plumlee. I'll see what happens. Or he's playing with Stewart, but I think with Plumlee would be interesting.
You want him to play with Stewart, though, because Stewart runs the floor.
Yeah, but we're running into a problem of non-shooting. If you play Stewart, Sekou, and Dennis Smith Jr., that's a bad.
Plumlee can't shoot.
Yeah, so you can play them. We can play them with Plumlee, but the point is just I don't know if really this Dennis Smith Jr. is gonna be expecting anything from him. I'm not expecting anything from him. If we can see him scoring five, I don't even see 5 point game. Right now it's like 5 to 10.
Man, dog, we traded Derrick Rose for another player traded for a bag of chips.
Exactly.
Damn, he said exactly.
I mean, he traded D Rose for a bag of chips, basically.
What brand chips though?
Well, bro, nah, cheap brand chips. If Dennis Smith ain't gonna get 5 points a game,
Off brand Lay's baked potato chips. That's what we got right now.
Yeah, exactly. So I just don't know what we're doing as an organization right now. Is I know D Rose, but why didn't the Pistons at least? I'm one of the guys who really like D Rose, and I think we could have really re-signed him, but it looks like they just want to move on from him, and they just want to move him off.
Don't look too much on the Derrick Rose trade. Derrick Rose wanted out of here.
Yeah,
he wanted to go play on a playoff team. The Knicks are a playoff team. He gets to go with Tom Thibodeau, a guy he's familiar with, played his best basketball underneath of him.
Mm-hmm.
They're the 8th seed right now. That's not the big trade. The big trade is going to be Blake Griffin whenever we can do that, because that's going to take a lot more cap. Or if we take on a couple more bigger contracts or long extending contracts, like our record books can either be completely clean or we get a lot of the money off faster. Like that's going to be the big trade. So this Derrick Rose stuff, it's cute, but it's not really the end all be all for this team right now.
Are you ready? What I'm about to say?
man, I'm just trying to sell Blake for a Powerade, not even a Gatorade. I'm trying to sell Blake for a Powerade, dog. I got one Powerade for y'all for Blake Griffin.
I'll just take a Propel.
Are you ready? What I'm about to say?
Yeah, I'll take a glass of water. Dog. Come on, man.
Here's what I'm
got,
gonna say. I think the Pistons are gonna cut Blake Griffin. It's sad to see it, but this is gonna happen. If middle of next year, maybe before the trade deadline, it's gonna happen because he's not playing to his level. He's not even showing any kind of effort. He's not moving. He's just barely trying to shoot the ball as from three. If we keep playing him like that, either they cut him short at the beginning and extend his contract like we did. This guy, our GM analyst, I forgot his name. The guy we signed him from Miami University. The guy who's on the he's the analyst. He is specialized in this kind of behavior. Cut people and stretch. So we might actually stretch him, cut him for a 3 years deal, $10 million on a 3 year. We might could do that, or might just cut him in the middle of trade deadline. That's what we do.
I'm
Bravo. I'm telling you right now that we're not gonna cut Blake Griffin.
It'd be faster just to let him expire next year, though.
Yeah.
But my whole train of thought here is after the Derrick Rose deal is watching that first game Derrick Rose played for New York. Like he was going at it, bro. Defensively, offensively, like he was playing hard. Like he hasn't played like that here in a long time. Watching Blake Griffin, he's not really playing hard either. I wonder if he knows he's on borrowed time and he's not trying to hurt himself.
Of course. Yeah, he's like I mentioned, his knee he can't really do the same things they used to do before because he has to protect his knees.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, watch him when he gets down low in the post. He's still a mismatch. They can't stop him. That's how he gets all of his buckets for the most part outside of shooting threes is that little post hook. He's getting like 4 points a game off of that. Like when he was scoring 28 for us or whatever the year it was in 2018, whatever how much that was, like
26.
That was like 50% of his buckets right there was from that post hook. Like even if he's not scoring there, he's a better passer down there. He needs to get off the 3-point line. But like you said, he can't move. He can't guard anybody. He's not very shifty in his movement. If he tries to sprint, I feel like his knee's about to burst. Like it's sad to watch, but
yeah,
he just got to stay off the 3-point line. Like it's okay if he shoots a couple here and there. He's good at it, but like he needs to get off of it and start working stuff. Although I do want to say this about him and Beef Stew though is – I believe it was against the Nets. Blake was in the top left of the 3-point line and did a pick and roll with Big Stu, and it worked to perfection where Blake shot a 3 because Stewart has this ability off the pick and roll He's got a quick first step where he's able to beat his defender. So even if Blake missed the shot, Stu was there for the rebound. Blake could have passed it to Stewart, and he would have got a dunk or a layup off of it. That's what Stu brings to the table, and Blake hasn't been, used to that since Andre's not been here. That's why in 2018, when Blake was scoring a lot of threes, is because of that pick and roll game right there, where if he missed it, oh well, Andre's got my back. There's two. He kind of looked a little bit more comfortable with Stu in that pick and roll than Plumlee because he knew if I missed it, he's got the rebound. So I do like that fact of Blake and Stu, but he still needs to get off the 3-point line. He's shooting too many damn threes and not making it enough.
How much is shooting percentage-wise? I'm just curious.
I was about to look that up actually because I was curious.
Well, what did I tell y'all? I was like, we got Blake Kevin Love now, and that's what he is. And he's not. And you like he's not as good as a shooter, Kevin Love. I told you,
Man, he's averaging 12 points a game. That's ridiculous. Exactly
Blake,
what I thought.
Blake, watch, man.
He's shooting 31% from the three this year.
This is not good.
Man, he probably taking like 6 or 7 attempts.
Let me see the attempts for this year.
Probably at least 6 or 5. At least 6.
He regressed actually.
2021. Where's the three? All right, he's shooting 6.5 a game, making 1.5.
So 6.5 is 7.
Oh wait, that was last year. Whoops. Yeah, so he's shooting 6.5 this year, making 2. So he's shooting 31%.
Yeah, man, it's all bad.
He's not taking very many shots though. Like outside of that, like
Man.
he's shooting 6 threes a game, but he's only shooting 5 twos a game.
I mean, because he refuses to go in the post anymore.
He's putting up 11 shots per game. That's terrible. That's his lowest of his career. He's only attempting 11 shots.
Y'all starting this scrub over some of our other players, bro. Like,
Wow.
if I'm Dwayne Casey, I'm gonna have a talk. Like, I'm starting Sekou. You coming off the bench, or I'm starting Saddiq Bey. You coming off the bench, or I'm starting Josh Jackson. You coming off the bench, like, give me 12 points on 11 shots. Yeah, no, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? That's really not it, and that's not helping the team. It's hurting the team.
I mean, he's literally. I think he's one of the reasons we're bad as a team.
Yo, real quick, I don't want to change the topic, but we got 71 people watching, man. We only got 39 likes. Make sure you guys do come in and like the video. If you guys got some questions, drop them down below as we're talking Blake Griffin's decline here of 11 field goals attempted per game. Lowest of his career, only averaging 12 points. And it's not even like he's making up for he's only got 5 boards and how many assists? He's got 4 assists per game. So I mean that stuff's okay, but you gotta at least have 15, bro. At least gotta have 15. Why is he only shooting 11 times? That's so sad just to see how far he's fallen. Especially since we were talking how if he has a big year, that this could be a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Just goes to show you how much we relied on him.
Yeah. So if people are asking why would they cut him and stretch him as last year. So here's what I think. Cut him because we want to play other players. And if we draft like another player next year, a really good player, you're going to have to play them. You can't just sit him on the bench and do nothing like that. Sekou, if he's not playing, he's going to go. Second thing, I always think you stretch him because you might need the cap space to re-sign some of those players. Like I don't know if any of those players we have are due for an extension or a contract, but that'd be one of the scenarios,
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
Josh
know.
Jackson will be the only player we pay. Trust me. Like, out of all of the expiring contract, and I know he has another year on his contract, I think we'll give Josh Jackson an extension because he'll probably average like 15 or like 14 off the bench.
Well, he's earned it though.
Yeah.
No, we'll give him an extension, but everybody else, we'll just let them go. Be on expiring. We'll let them go.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, Sekou is not even playing. I don't like the fact that he's just – we'll see with Sekou next year. He's still 20, remember. So that's the only advantage with him. But I feel like he's just not even getting any chance.
Well, he got hurt last game against the Celtics. He's got concussion right now. and they don't want to rush. They're not going to rush.
Yeah.
Like he might miss a couple games. I don't know how bad it is, but he did fall and he didn't land on it. And he was starting to play good that game too. He was getting a couple good looks, but we have to stay patient with him. He's still a build, but when he doesn't get any minutes, how does he get better? But for those of you guys who can't see it, it is Free Smoke Saturday, man. If you guys got some questions, drop them down below, and we'll try to get to them. We got 65 people in here, man. Make sure we get 65 likes. And let us know your questions, man. Even if it's not about the Pistons, just drop it down below, and I'll try to get to them all. Make sure you go subscribe to 313JMO and the rest of the DSA members. Their links are in the description. You can also follow us on social media. Those links are in there as well. And like I said, like that video, man. We've had a good turnout today, man. Let's see. Mr. Ray wants to know, is Sekou a project? J-Mo, man, what's your answer to this one?
No, I don't think he's a project at all. I just think our coaching staff are a bunch of idiots. That as simple as that. I mean, we talked about this before. He can't get minutes playing well, so like, when is he ever gonna get minutes? And like, I know he started in that one game, but I'm pretty sure he was more shocked by that than we were. So it is what it is. But I still think sky's the limit for that dude. If he had a better coaching staff, his trajectory would already be higher. But with Dwayne Casey, it's like you're not even trying to improve him on the court. You're just playing the guys you love and having fun with that. So
from Joey here, Bravo, do you think we will beat the Pelicans tomorrow?
Oh, we playing the Pelicans tomorrow? I didn't know that.
So
I thought we were playing the Knicks. I thought we were playing the Knicks.
I think we playing the Pelicans 100%.
I'll double check.
No, we playing the Pelicans.
Yeah, we playing.
I know because Pelicans fans think they're gonna lose, and I'm like, no, y'all not.
We're not going to win.
Gonna blow us out.
Yeah, they have their full team, man. I don't know what we're doing in here. So I'm looking at the players we gave up already, and he is looking at those young players. Look at Bruce Brown's stats. Interesting. He is averaging 18 points and a half a game compared to 28 and a half a game. He's averaging 18 minutes a game, and he's playing 28 minutes last year. This year he's cut down by 10 minutes, but he's making more points per minute. So he's making 6.5 points per game compared to 8.9 points last year. He's scoring better field goal, 57%. He's not a good three-pointer shooter for sure, but he's improved. So it gives you an idea that these players we gave up on, they're still doing decent with the other respective teams. Why are we not giving Sekou any minutes, and he end up getting being traded in the end, or even giving up like that?
Mr. Ray made a good point. He said once we move Blake, well, we know Blake being on the team is messing with his minutes, but these DMPs or these, like, it was one game, I think it was the game before last. Sekou, as soon as he got out there, y'all remember he scored a basket and he went on the bench. And like, he only played 3 minutes that game. And I was like, what happened? I'm like, why didn't he play the rest of the game? That's kind of more what we're talking about. Not necessarily starting over Blake. We know the politics with that situation.
And we see
are we going to beat the Pelicans? Hell no, we're not going to beat the Pelicans. We're going to get blown out. And I'm sad to say it. And there's one reason and one reason only. Zion. Who guarding him?
None.
Exactly. And if you can't guard Zion, you can't beat the Pelicans. Unless you shoot crazy from three. I mean, what DeLon Wright going to do on Lonzo? Nothing. Ellington on Bledsoe? Nothing. Stewart against Steven Adams, that's one of the few people that I don't know what Stewart gonna be able to do. Steven Adams a brick wall, Now our bench is way better than theirs, so we might not get blown out. I'll take that back. Might be close because our bench is way, way better. Their bench is terrible. So when Josh Jackson and them boys come up, they'll step it up, but we'll probably lose by like 8 or something. But if you can't guard Zion,
I don't think Zion is the problem. Brandon Ingram is the problem.
No. Brandon Ingram, you can put Jeremy Grant on Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, you're right. But he's
Like
the
I've seen
best.
Brandon Ingram get bothered by Mikal Bridges. So
I don't think he can stop
you
this
can put
guy.
Jeremy. You know, I've seen Brandon Ingram get bothered by Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Like I said, so you can put Jeremy Grant on him. Jeremy Grant will definitely be able to lend it. Like I've seen Bi get bothered by Chris Middleton. So no, Jeremy Grant will definitely had Bi struggling. But Zion,
Yeah.
like
Well, Stewart is
it's
good.
a
Is good. He
rat,
can. I
bro.
think he can match up with
And
him.
don't forget
Stewart.
about Lonzo either. Like this is one of the teams that like Lonzo might get aggressive because it's the line right. But yeah, I'm worried about Zion, bro. Zion, bro.
Who's gonna
Zion.
defend him? Blake.
Nobody. That's who. Nobody, bro. Like y'all remember the last game he went like 15 to 15 from the field. First time like he breaking some record that ain't been done since Akeem Olajuwon. Like this nigga's a man child, unstoppable. Like yeah, our team with our lack of athleticism. Like if Plumlee was playing, then we would be getting blown out because we would. Oh my gosh, Zion would destroy Mason Plumlee.
Zion is gonna defend Steven Adams, and I think Blake is gonna defend.
Lonzo and Bledsoe shoots like 39% from three. Lonzo shoots 38% from three. So they actually both can shoot.
Man, we got so many questions pouring in right now. It's kind of hard to go back and try to find them all. Sean Harris says, "Why Davidas Servidis not being played? Please say something." I just think right now, with what the roster looks like, there's not really an opportunity because we're trying to play Wayne Ellington. We're trying to get him traded. We're trying to boost up his value. And then we got guys like Saddiq Bey who are ready right now, where Servidis, we haven't seen him play hardly here at all. We don't really know what he brings to the team. It's just about the guys that are here right now. It's hard for him to get some minutes. I wish he would just once get a decent look and fair shot, but it's not how Dwayne Casey rolls. Dwayne Casey plays his guys and the people he likes better first. But his time will come. They obviously just can't cut him without giving him a fair shot because of his potential. So sooner or later, he will get some looks. Like I said, after the trade deadline, this team could look completely different, and he might get his opportunity there. So, man, there's a lot of questions in here right now. I'm trying to find some good ones. Don't get mad if I don't get to yours. There's just a lot in here. It's nothing personal. I do think you'll have this jacket ready, Ben. Where did it go? Here we go, Bravo. What moves do you think we will make at this year's trade deadline?
Really, I just don't really. This is what I'm going to tell you guys. The Troy Weaver hype is unpredictable. You don't know what's going to do. You can be surprised what kind of moves he's going to do. I'm actually. We are really. We remember, guys, what we did in the beginning of the season. We were just predicting a first-round pick, Killian Hayes. That's it. But we ended up getting 4 first-round picks, and we ended up getting a second round. We ended up getting multiple free agents, and we got a lot of trades. I do expect something crazy. We don't know what this guy is going to do. So what do I think? I do expect at least Wayne Ellington to be traded. And I did expect D Rose. He's gone already. I think other players can be traded? We heard a lot of rumors. Hey, we heard rumors about Plumlee. We heard rumors about DeLon Wright. They could be also be on the move. I wouldn't be surprised if they move not Plumlee, but DeLon Wright. I think he's playing at his really best games in the NBA probably right now, and he's really legit player. I think if you put him in any backup point guard in any team or backup shooting guard, he's a really good asset to have.
Yeah, the more people we trade like the DeLon Wrights and the Plumlees, to me it says young talent draft picks. They want these guys for veteran teams, these teams that are trying to make a push to the playoffs, see what these guys bring in. Give Troy Weaver as many draft picks as you want, man. That's dangerous. I like that because seeing what he could do with Saddiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart. I really like Saban Lee. We just haven't seen him play a whole lot. I think Troy knows how to draft, man. So the more draft picks or the more pieces we can acquire to trade for draft picks, I'm all cool with. So, like you said, all the names that you mentioned, the Wayne Ellingtons, the Plumlees, the DeLon Wrights, they're all on the table, man. See what we can get for them. It's probably just going to be second-round draft picks, but I'm cool with that.
on this team, man.
Uh-oh.
We got a bunch of scrubs on this team. Man.
How do you guys feel about like not Ellington? I forgot about it. Tvi. Do you guys think he's traded?
At this rate, I think he's gone.
Yeah. I do see him move because he's like we signed this guy Servitas for 3 years, and what are we gonna do with him? Are we gonna trade him? Nobody's gonna take Servitas. So I can see us moving Svi and keeping Servi.
Yeah, that's a realistic possibility. I think that this trade deadline is going to be crazy. Yeah, man, we got a ton of questions in here. Let's see if I can't find another good one. We're gonna do a couple more, and we're gonna transition to final thoughts. So we've already been on for about an hour and 40. Pistons talk. He just had to work today, man. That's all that's going on. Our schedules have been busy, and plus, the Pistons suck. So, like, why do we want to make time for this when we have more important things to do? So we've all just been busy. So if we're not all together, that's just why. I guess we don't have as many questions as I thought. There's a lot of big Stew stuff in here right now.
Do you guys know where Kyrie Thomas is right now? I just found out.
He's playing in the G League right now. He's been playing pretty nice in the G League, I've seen.
Yeah, he's playing in the G League for the
right now?
team. For the Spurs team. I'm surprised by that.
The Spurs got him. We could use Kyrie Thomas right about now.
Yeah, I would actually. Man, I feel like we gave up those players, Bruce Brown, Kyrie Thomas, and then they were drafted by Stefanski. And I think that we should have really kept one of them at least.
Did you guys see Bruce Brown starting at center tonight?
No, what?
Yeah, they're playing the Warriors. He's starting at the center position.
What
in the world? Really?
Yeah. I'll see if I can't show you here real quick if you don't believe me. I retweeted it, but I'll share my screen. Let me go.
Who is your favorite player in the NBA? Everybody type in the comments right now. Favorite beloved players. Doesn't have to be the best player. Just favorite players that you like and you cheer for all the time.
Right here. Starting lineups today. Bruce Brown center.
Let's go, Brucey. Hey, Bruce.
Wow.
Show him you a dog. Show him you a dog, Bruce. Let's go. Let's go, Brucey. Young Brucey at center, cuz that's what I do. Call me Young Brucey, bruh. Small ball all day, cause I'm with K Day and Kyrie and that bum James Harden. Let's go, Brucey. I'm happy for Bruce. Let's go, Brucey. I hope he ball. Let's go, Brucey. And y'all know I was never a fan of Bruce Brown, but let's go, Bruce. I'm just glad that they realize how good of a player he is. That's what they're not starting him at center because he can play center. They're starting him at center because he's too good of a defender to not have in that lineup.
But why don't they just move KD to the center though?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Like that's kind of like an eyesore. Like, come on, we all know KD's gonna play the five. Like
Draymond at the center, ain't they? So you start.
Yeah. Both KD and Draymond have played the five before, though. Bruce has never played the five.
I'm smooth, be easy. I'm smooth. I'm just happy for Bruce, man. That's why I went on that rant. I'm happy for Bruce Brown, dog. Believe it or not.
Well, I'm ready for another nap, man. I've been exhausted today.
Low-key, like I know we're moving on, but we could low-key use all the players we missing, from Drummond to Bruce to Luke to Kyrie. Like we could use all these guys.
So, we know who's your favorite player of all time right now in the NBA is Lonzo Ball, right?
No, Westbrook is why people think Lonzo my favorite player. No, Westbrook has been my favorite player. Wow.
Let me rephrase that. Who is your players that you root for the most right now in the NBA? You want to be excited you the most, you want to watch the most?
Sekou.
Oh, really? I thought it was Lonzo.
No, bro. Y'all got me twisted, dog. Come on, man.
I like Sekou the most because I'm really trying
to shape the narrative. Lonzo is a great player, and y'all gonna learn. I was just ahead of the curve on y'all. Y'all, and we should have been guys on the team. We'd be
yeah. But what about you, Drew?
Luka's my boy, man.
Oh, Luka Doncic. Yeah, nice, man.
Westbrook. I like Giannis. Obviously, I like Zoe, but Kyrie. I know people hate Kyrie, but I love Kyrie because like he's like the most skilled player I've ever seen in my life. So,
If you ask me the most players that excites you the most, and right now I'm gonna say I really like Steph Curry, man. I always enjoy when I watch him.
I hate Steph Curry, bro. But Devin Booker, bro, that's my other guy that I root for consistently, bro. I don't have that many players I like. Just like
What about you, Drew? Besides Luca, who else you have?
Besides Luca, well, Luca's number one. But I love watching Giannis play, except for those playoff games where they shut him down. But other than that, he's a fun player to watch. I used to really like watching Anthony Davis. It's just I can't watch him anymore because the Lakers play so late all the time, and I can't stay up for it all the time. But I used to really like watching Anthony Davis play. Still do when I can. But yeah, those are probably the top three guys I really look forward to watching the most. I do like watching Curry play. I'm not like in all of it anymore. Like it's kind of like more real to me what he does now every day that we take for granted. But like my favorite point guard to watch is probably still Damian Lillard. Like I love watching Dame play. But
here is a statement. I always think
I can't wait to watch Steph and Kyrie play tonight, man. Oh man, they be going crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be a circus show tonight.
Trae Young, this guy is really completely trying to copy Steph Curry. He's not Steph Curry, man. Steph Curry is a way better shooter. I just don't know why the NBA is hyping Trae Young so much. He's just shooting from way downtown right now. He's going on a streak from downtown, and I don't know if he can keep up. I like him too, but he's not Steph Curry, man.
Ain't nobody Steph Curry, bro.
Have you seen his numbers though, Bravo?
Who?
Trae Young's?
No, I haven't really. What's up?
Hey,
26.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 9.2 assists per game.
He's amazing. He's in the conversation for MVP, right?
No, fuck out of here. How many wins they got?
Yeah, exactly. He's not even
all them numbers and John Collins calling your ass out to the media for like, okay.
Yeah, something's wrong there if Collins wants out after he turned down $90 million. Something's not right there.
How do you guys feel about Atlanta Hawks? Let's talk about them.
They're disappointment.
There's a lot of Atlanta Hawks fans.
They should be better than what they're at. They should be where Charlotte's at right now.
After Atlanta Hawks, y'all lost me some money yesterday.
But what do you think of? They started hot this season, but they're not really hot right now.
I don't know what's going on, man. They've just completely looked different. Like I don't get it. Like Capello, Trae Young should be killing it.
It's just like they don't got no leadership on that team.
But they have
Trae
a good
Young's not a leader, man.
But look at their
best player isn't a leader, and you don't have any type of leadership in the locker room. Like they got Rondo, but Rondo was partying in Atlanta. He ain't doing nothing else. He went down there to party and be home. There's no leadership on the team. To be honest, there's no leadership to me coming from the head coach either.
What is Gallinari doing then? Well, they have the what if the Gallinari
in and out of the lineup hurt? Bogdanovich. I mean, don't they got Bogdanovich too? Like,
yeah, they got Bogdanovich. Oh my goodness.
They loaded, but like they can't get everybody together healthy.
Well, what do you think about that, Drew?
I mean, injuries do play a factor in it. I had high expectations for Trae Young this year, and quite frankly, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. I mean, they're still a trade away, man. If they can trade John Collins away and get some more pieces, because it sounds like he wants out of there, and they can get a couple more guys in there, they might be able to turn the ship around this year. But I mean, looking at everything else, man, they got to play catch up. I'm not really sold on them right now.
It means there's a statement in here in the NBA. NBA defense still works, and the Knicks defense is doing good. The Hornets are playing good defense. The Knicks are playing good defense. The Pacers are playing good defense. All these teams are playing still defense, but the Hawks don't have a good defense. The players they signed in the offseason, they're mostly offensive players.
Oh, we got a question. Do you think we're going to win more games with our schedule softening up? Since you said that, I went and looked at our schedule. Pelicans, L. Spurs, L. Mavericks, L. Grizzlies, who knows? Magic twice, we might win one. Pelicans again, L. Kings, L. Knicks, who knows? Raptors, L. So, yeah, it ain't looking that good. Ain't looking that good for us the rest of the way so far.
Aren't we supposed to play the Knicks, or is it the game is postponed?
We are supposed to play the Knicks.
I don't know, when are we playing them?
Like at the end of February.
Oh, the game with the Wizards was actually postponed, not the Knicks, and the Denver Nuggets was also postponed. So these two games, we don't know when they're gonna play. So yeah, I could see us beating the. We're playing in Pistons in Detroit, right? Yeah, we're playing in Detroit. I don't be surprised if we beat the Pelicans.
Not beating the Pelicans. I see people think we not beating the Pelicans. I'm telling y'all that right.
I don't think so either. But don't be surprised if we do, though.
Our ass, bro. I don't care if y'all don't think they not good. They better than us. Like the fuck you gonna do with Zion Williamson?
I think we need to start like. I mean, we're gonna win one of those games, 4 next games, I think, against Pelicans, Spurs, Grizzlies, Mavericks. I don't think we're gonna lose. Well, Mavericks, we have a good.
I think we can beat the Grizzlies. That's the only team I think we can beat.
No, we're playing in Memphis. I don't think we got a chance against it, but we could beat.
They don't got no type of home court advantage.
Yeah, maybe you're right, but we could. I don't know if Luka doesn't play, we can beat the Mavericks.
If Luka doesn't play, wow. If Luka don't play, I still don't think we can beat the Mavericks, to be honest. But like that's another conversation.
So it's tomorrow at 7 p.m. The game is okay. It's good time, so we'll watch the game. So,
oh yeah, this gonna be a fun game, man. It's gonna be. I mean, I just wish Killian was playing.
Yeah, what do you think about the Detroit?
I want to watch him guard Lonzo. I just wish Killian was playing, bro. Man. And I wish Sekou was playing. We would need him for this game, but like that's Saddiq Bey 30 points. That's not happening. Our only hope is Jeremy Grant. Really, I try to like Jeremy Grant is our only hope. That's about it.
Yeah.
Now Stewart versus Zion in the middle. I'm pretty sure they'll be fighting. At the beginning of the game, but they'll break it up.
Yeah, we
over,
might actually
over under in a technical.
We don't got no type of. No, I think Stu's gonna get one. We don't got no type of rim protection, and you're going to get Zion, the best post scorer in the league. Like that's why I'm like, we're not gonna beat that team. We're one of the best rim protecting teams in the league, right? Or am I wrong on that? And you're going to get Zion, the number one paint scorer in the league. Like it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get real bad. And you still got B.I. Alonzo. Man, it ain't gonna look good. And Stan Van Gundy gonna be trying to get revenge too.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's a revenge game. Oh
yeah,
boy. Okay. This makes more sense now. Now we gotta get hyped up because now this is a pay-per-view style fight. Dwayne Casey's got to prove to us that he's better than SVJ.
I told you, like, I don't know if he is.
But I don't think Jim was right. He is either. We don't have any interior defense, and if this guy gets in foul trouble, Isaiah Stewart, we're done.
Well, he's the only center we have on the roster right now.
Exactly, we don't have any protection.
Plus, I don't know how much I'm going to play Blake since Blake had to play a back-to-back, and again, like you said, Sekou's not going to be there. So, yeah, I guess you might have needed Bruce Brown to play center this game.
Well, it might be a good way to look at it because we might go small team. In that case, they have to force playing with Zion alone and switch Steven Adams to someone else, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Because if we play small, you can't against Steven Adams, and Zion will just bully people. Like, Zion bullies people at the same size he is. So, I mean, if you go small here, you're just going to get punished. It's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, that's why I said we probably gonna get blown out, bro. Like I feel bad because the Pelicans are angry right now. This is just what they Dr. Order for them, dog. Like, yeah, I'm not really to the game.
Is Brandon Ingram also playing?
Yeah, they got their whole team.
Yeah, that's a playoff.
We're not Pelicans. Now, if we had Derrick Rose, we might have some chance, but it ain't no Derrick Rose to hit that shot on Drew Holiday no more. We're not about to beat this team.
Hey, we should place this guy, Jackson. He should be revenge against the Pelicans.
Man, no, speak easy. You say hating on the GOAT Tom Brady, so have fun with that.
Yeah.
Our Jackson can be the revenge against them. The old Jackson, the Jackson who was the bench of our team.
Jackson who?
Not Josh Jackson, the other Jackson. What's
You
his
talking
name?
about Frank?
Yeah,
Oh,
Frank Jackson play against the
Oh my God, we are not talking about Frank Jackson tonight.
Ooh,
He would go
man.
mad against his own team.
Okay.
Come
Yep,
on,
that's it. Come on, Bravo. We were having a good show, and you bring up at 150 mark. You bring up Frank Jackson. Come on, man.
Hey, it's like you're buying the stock, buy the other stock, the counter to it.
Frank Jackson. I kind of forgot we had him, to be honest with you, though.
man. Why isn't Josh Jackson starting? Like, what the hell is our starting lineup?
I told you it's DeLon Wright, Wayne Ellington, Jeremy Grant, Blake, and Stewart right now. And then when Plumlee's healthy, they take Stewart and put him on the bench and put Plumlee in.
It's
DeLon
terrible.
Wright and Wayne Ellington. It's our back.
Yeah. I usually don't catch the first 8 minutes of the game until like the backups check in, to be honest with you.
No, like I said, that's why our bench is so good because they better than the starters. Like Saddiq Bey, man, we don't got a point guard, but like Saddiq Bey or Josh Jackson definitely need to be starting. Like Svi don't even get playing time no more, dog. Like,
I got another question. How do you guys feel about like Wayne Ellington cooling off? I mean, he was like super hot last couple of weeks ago, but he's not really after that Lakers game or the game. They completely shut him down, and that Golden State Warriors game because he sounds like teams are really like team scouting him, and he's not even getting any good looks. Is like the last game he got good looks against the Celtics, but he cooled off completely. He reminds me of Langston Galloway right now.
It's a shooter. That's what shooters happen. Shooters go on these hot streaks. Shooters go on cold streaks.
Yeah, I agree.
Before he gets traded, he'll have another hot
I
start.
want to say Wayne Ellington need to like he regressed for real though. Like he need to step his jump back up. Like it wasn't just like making shot. He had confidence. Like he was just taking it. He like give me the ball. I got this. Type of stuff. Like I'm about to wet this shot right here. Bop bop bop. Now he's all shy and timid and no. Step that jump back up, bro.
Yeah, I really loved him when he was scoring like this last couple of weeks. It was amazing for us. And now he's gone completely cold.
Yeah. Well,
We'll find out.
we've been on for damn near 2 hours. I think it's safe that we can go ahead and do final thoughts here, man. Make sure you guys do like that video before you guys hop on out of here. Bravo. Thank you for coming on a little bit late today. Better late than never, as I always say. What do you got for the people for final thoughts?
Thank you guys. You guys hit the like button. It's always nice to come and talk Pistons in here, talk NBA basketball. Trying to do my best in here, doing my full-time job and enjoying the rest of my remaining part of the day and just talk about Pistons. So it's always nice to come here and talk to the chat and everyone in here. So let's go, and hopefully we'll have a good talk next week. Or the post-back.
And now from Mr. Free Smoke Saturday himself, 313 JMO. Thank you for hopping on and holding it down today, man. Looking like your boy Alonzo should be on the move any day now. What do you got for the people for final thoughts?
I wish Lonzo was on the move, but he keep balling, so they gonna keep him. But final thoughts, Saddiq Bey, you're a baller, son. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. That kid is special. I only think he's gonna get better. Besides all of that, the team is what the team is. The record is what it is. Let's hope we win tomorrow. Even though I said we weren't, let's hope we win. It'd be nice to get a win. But other than that, let's see what happens, man. And I definitely She'll be streaming after the game for sure. So make sure you guys check that out. And make sure you guys subscribe to Detroit Drew and my channel, Pistons Talk, and all the DSA members. They in the description below. And if you haven't liked the video, make sure you like that video. And as always, no Sekou Ndombele slander will be tolerated. No Lonzo Ball slander will be tolerated. No, you know what? Who I'm gonna throw in there, bro? You know
Dennis
what? No,
Smith Jr.
no Saddiq Bey slander will be tolerated. What do you mean? No, DSJ. No Isaiah Stewart slander will be tolerated. Let's go, man. We out.
You know, Isaiah Stewart is the only Pistons player I have ever seen no one say one bad thing about yet. It's pretty interesting. I'm not complaining. I will take it. On the flip side, Saddiq Bey coming off a career-high game, I say Luke Kennard. Who, moving forward with Sadiq, man, he looked great. I like what we got with these young guys. Even Killian, I know a lot of you guys are still skeptical of him. He's hurt. Won't be back for probably about another month or so. Might miss the rest of the season still. But I like what he brings to the table, too. I like what Troy's done with the rookie so far. And it's starting to come on display. You know, the night prior, Stewart had a big game. Next game, off a back-to-back, Saddiq Bey goes off and has a career game. So Troy knows how to get some young players in here who know how to ball, man, and gives us a positive future. So I'm definitely looking forward to this Pelican game tomorrow. A lot of young players, a lot of good matchups, seeing how the Pistons can react and counter everything that SVG, the former coach of the Pistons, throws at them. Should be a good one, man. So with all that being said, man, you guys are the real MVPs. Thanks for coming tonight. Make sure you guys do like the video, subscribe. Go subscribe to 313 JMO. Go subscribe to the rest of the DSA members because we don't just do basketball, man. We do it all, man. So make sure you do check it all out. You guys stay safe out there. Trade deadline should be coming in the next couple of weeks. Make sure you guys go vote for Jeremy Grant to be an all-star. He is in the top 10 voting, but he is at number 10. So if you guys want to see him start, I know they count double on social media. So if you see it on social media, you got to like and retweet it so it counts for 2. But go to NBA.com to go vote for him and get him in there because he's definitely earned it. With that being said, man, we are out of here. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.